Hi everyone, it's Simmer Hales back in The Sims 4 and I'm doing another renovation in Copperdale, the world that came with the Sims 4 high school years, and today we are doing the lot which is called Water Tower Way. And I thought, actually I really liked the style of the build, but I just wanted to kind of put my own style on it so that all of the houses have kind of got my own little flair, or kind of how I wanted to style them. So I loved the layout of the building, but I wasn't keen on some of the features, so we changed them as I go along. I wanted to change the roof colour to match the ones in the world around it, so it was like a really dark black, and I just didn't think it went with the other houses in the area, so I made that pretty much the same as the surrounding houses, and then I just thought I wanted to give it a bit of a refresh, and I loved this navy blue with the eco lifestyle wooden panels, so I went for them. And then I wanted to change the windows. Now at first I did change them for some that came with Strangerville, but I was having a glitching issue, and I don't know if it's to do with those windows or if it's just a bug in The Sims, but it looked like there was cracks in the wall with them windows, so I changed them. And I was having that issue slightly, but not as much as with the Strangerville windows. So I'm not sure if it is a glitch or if it's a known glitch, or it could be it does it with all windows, but I noticed it a lot with these ones. So I ended up taking these away in the end, which is a shame because I really like these windows actually, but the glitch was really bugging me with the walls. So yeah, I do end up changing them out for some different ones, although similar styles. So I don't think it alters the overall look too much once I swap those windows out. The main level is what probably changes. Well, no, the basement changes a lot too. The main level I open up, so it's a lot more like open plan by the time it's finished. The upstairs, instead of having 2 bedrooms, only ends up having 1, and then the basement started off with 1 bedroom, but then I end up with 2 bedrooms in the basement. So yeah, quite a big change inside, but I kept pretty much the walls where they were on the outside, other than the basement. I had to change that slightly just so that we could get some more light in there. And I also made the little basement garden a little bit bigger. So yeah, I hope I haven't changed the layout too much. I don't think I have. It's just a couple of things that I just thought could be improved slightly. And I didn't like that the back garden wasn't sealed off, so I wanted to make sure it was like an enclosed back garden. So yeah, we did that. And then the layout inside, a lot of the furniture was like old-fashioned. I thought the build itself is not really an old-fashioned build. So I've kind of made more, like put more modern furniture in, and as I say, made it a lot more open plan. So I played around with a few different variations of how I could lay it out, but in the end I went for, it looks like the wall's been knocked out as a supporting wall, and then the beam's been added to keep the support there. So I quite liked that separation of the 2 areas, but it still looks open plan. And then there's a little laundry room at the back, and the kitchen's pretty much in the same place, but it's been opened up. And then we've got a little dining area near the stairs that go down for the basement, and then at the front, still in the same area that it was in, we've got the living room, but it just feels more spacious because it's been opened up and you haven't got those awkward little walk through areas. So yeah, I think this kind of layout works a lot better in this build, and I thought it's actually a decent sized kitchen, because bearing in mind it's a 3-floor property, so it looks small because this lot is only 20 by 15 tiles, so it is quite a small lot. So if you only had it on 1 floor, you'd be really limited for space, but because it's over 3, I just don't think you see it as much because, you know, all the floors are separated. But yeah, I think it works really well with a more free-flowing design because it's kind of a staggered build. So yeah, I think that works really well in here. And I thought, well, because it is like that, it needs quite a big kitchen. So yeah, I like the design of the kitchen. I went for open shelving. I thought it looks a bit more modern, a little bit fresher than the upper units, which can look a bit cluttered. So yeah, I went for the open units and the open shelving, sorry. And then obviously you've got the dining room and the laundry separate. So yeah, I've gone for this kind of green theme down here. I've got the green kitchen, the fridge is like that tealy blue, and then we've got the sofa, and I've used two different coloured sofas, but they both kind of match each other. They've got similar swatches on both, so the cushions from one is the colour of the other sofa, and then the cushions on that sofa match the yellow sofa. So they kind of mix and match the sofas. I think that works really nicely instead of just having two matching ones. And then, yeah, I wanted to have a bit of tiling in the kitchen, but nothing that was overpowering. And then I just separated it with a little half wall because I thought it was a bit strange having it backed onto the kitchen units. It didn't quite look finished. So I just put a half wall in there just to finish it off. And the living room is just pretty standard. We've got a little TV unit, and then we've got the sofas, a little coffee table, which I think the coffee table I end up using is one of the Dream Home Decorator ones, and that furniture, it's really modern actually, so it works really well. I had a lot of messing around with the floor. I was trying to have separate areas but keeping it open plan, so I thought the flooring kind of separated it nicely. The side table is from Eco Lifestyle, and I use a couple of the new lights that we got with the high school pack. I don't know why the TV wasn't clipping to the table at first, but yeah, I had a couple of issues with that, but it did in the end anyway, it did clip. But yeah, it was a bit strange. And then I've actually downloaded some artwork, so I'm going to add the artwork tags on the video because I downloaded the artwork for the living room off the gallery, so I'll pop that on now for you. So I'm just going to carry on cluttering the living room a little bit and make it look a bit more lived in and add a few plants and stuff around. I do come back to the kitchen a bit later on to add some more clutter because a lot of people put the debug items in the gallery. So if you're ever looking for debug items but you find the menu a bit of a chore to go through, if you look on the gallery, if you type things like pantry, and you can get all the debug pantry items, and it just saves you loads of time like scrolling through the debug menu. So I use that quite a bit just to clutter up shelves and things. So I went back into the gallery, got one of the pantries and cluttered up the shelves later on, and it just means you can do it all in one go. I know some people use the debug menu mod, which means you can filter debug items, but I've tried that mod and had a few issues with it, so I don't use that one. I found when I was using it, a lot of the debug menu items was disappearing, and I don't know what was wrong or if it was clashing with another mod. But yeah, I did have a few issues with that, unfortunately, so I couldn't filter the debug items like I wanted. So yeah, I've just kind of used the gallery as a bit of a backup to look for debug items that I use quite a lot, and you can get like plants and stuff like that, so it's a good way of finding them if you are struggling to look through the menu, because there's so much on there, so it is hard to kind of find things, especially if it's like in the base game where there's quite a lot of items. Sometimes if I know there's a debug item from a certain pack, sometimes it's a bit easier to find. But yeah, you don't always know which pack they've come from as well, so that causes a bit of like, I don't know where to find it. I know there's a certain item I'm looking for, but I just can't find it. So yeah, the debug menu. I wish there was an easier way to kind of find things in it, but at least we've got access to the items, so I don't want to complain too much. So what I was looking at there was kind of mimicking the front of the building in the basement, which I end up coming back to. Because I wanted more light in the basement, and the only way to do that is create these cut out holes, like a little courtyard in the basement. So I do end up going back to do that a bit later on. There was this space where there was a balcony at the top as well, but it hadn't been made into a balcony, so I just put a fence around there and a door so that the the master bedroom has got a balcony as well, and I just figure, well, if it's the parents' bedroom, they want like the nicest room or the fanciest room, so they've got their own balcony. This room, I was a bit unsure when I started decorating, but I went for this bed and kind of themed the room around this bed. Mixed the curtains slightly. I know they don't match exactly, but at least they're the same colour. I think it looks really nice, the room, in the end. This is when I came to change the windows, and it was such a pain to go back and do. But I was just trying to find ones that I didn't have a glitch with. So I think these ones are base game, but they've got the colour from the walls, and I thought that was quite nice to just bring that in. So yeah, they work really well with this building, I think. I did size the suitcases down in this room, and yeah, I think it was just too small like this, so I do come back and change the layout of this room. As I said, this whole upstairs floor ends up being 1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, so there's like a guest bathroom plus an ensuite, and then they've got the little balcony as well, so I think their area is like really just, they've got their own little private space. Obviously they've got teenage children, the family who come with this house, so I've kept the family and kind of furnished the house around the people who already live there. So yeah, they've got 2 teenagers and then their parents, so they've got their own floor that's private. Then they've got the family space on the ground level, and then the basement is the teenagers' bedroom. So you've got a teenage boy and a teenage girl, so the bedrooms have got quite different themes, which I think is really nice as well. The parents have got a chest table up here and just a little bench somewhere to sit, and yeah, a couple of decorations just to freshen it up, but other than that it's just a really plain balcony. But I just think it's a nice little outside space just for the parents, because the back garden itself isn't that big. And then I've used a few of the decorations on the walls as well. We've got some of the new ivy out there, and yeah, just kind of tried to make everything seem like it fits in the landscape around it as well. I do try and fit it in the world that it is in. So yeah, I think once it was recoloured, I thought it fitted in this area a lot better, because I think with the dark roof it just seemed really dark compared to the rest of the world. So I think even just lightening the roof, to be honest, made it fit in a lot better. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this one. I think I love this room once it's been made bigger. A lot of the time I cut out a lot of the footage where I change floor plans and delete the items that are there before, but I've kept it in because it did take quite a lot of figuring out to design how I wanted this top floor. And this cut out bit at the side of the house, that gave me no end of problems, because the stairs was coming straight next to that, so you couldn't make that into a room, because where did the stairs go? So that little space there actually caused me more problems than I thought it would. I just didn't really think it would be an issue, but because the stairs was coming up right next to it, I really wanted that to be a room, and it just wasn't working. So yeah, I just couldn't make it into the way that I was imagining it. I was thinking, oh, that'd be a room, and then you'd have a small bathroom at the other side, and then the parents' room, but it just didn't work because of where the stairs were. So I'd probably not thought enough about that. And then I was trying to figure out this space, and yeah, just I do keep the bathroom this shape actually. So it is a really small guest bathroom, I suppose. But I thought this would be a nice space for a desk. And then there was a desk originally up in this top bit, but I just wasn't keen on this part of the layout, so I moved the desk to the side, and I think there's still enough room, to be honest, with the desk here, because there's still plenty of room when you get up the stairs. And then you've got the desk area, which is quite private, and then you've got the bathroom and the master bedroom when the layout's changed. Obviously the layout hasn't changed yet, but once the layout's changed, you've got the guest bathroom and then the master bedroom with the ensuite. So you've only really got the 2 doors coming off the hallway, and then the ensuite door is obviously in the parents' bedroom. So I think there's enough room for this desk up in the hallway. It doesn't look too crowded or anything. So and I love the colour scheme of this with the pastels and the pale greens, and yeah, I think that looks really nice. I've used one of the new computers as well, which I think much needed, because I think a lot of the computers were just looking so dated in the game. So I'm really glad we've got these new looking PCs which are just a lot more modern and more realistic for, especially for gamers. So yeah, I'm really glad we've got them. Now you can see I've got the cutout balcony in the front, and I've used some patio doors there. Just think that lets the most light in. I did have to get rid of the windows just because there wasn't that much room in this front bedroom, and I needed the wall space. Tried a few different layouts to try and make the hallway less awkward, but I just kept it the way it was. And yeah, so in the downstairs, the teenagers have got a bedroom each plus a bathroom between the two bedrooms. So they're only sharing a bathroom. The parents have got their own, plus there's a guest bathroom. So I think they're pretty good on bathroom space. The back bedroom is a bit of an awkward shape, but I think there just is enough room. If I was being picky, I would probably have made it one tile longer, just so there was a bit more space around the bed, but I've gone with what's there and not extended the house backwards. So this is where I redesigned the master bedroom, and I think it works so much better. So they've got a changing area. They've got it's a bit like a walk-in wardrobe, but it's part of the room, so it's not, you don't have to go through an archway or anything. It is part of the room, but it's separated enough for it to be like its own space. You've got your own changing space, your own closet space, but it is part of the room, so it still feels really spacious. And then I had a couple of extra bits in. So I had a wall just to hide some of the closet, and then we get a little seating area and some more decorations. I just think when it's finished, it looks really just more modern and fresh than it did. So yeah, I think this room turned out really good, although I did struggle with it, I'm not gonna lie, because it is an awkward shape. I mean, there's all these corners just everywhere, so it is an awkward shape. It's not the easiest shape to work with, but let me know what you think, actually. If you could let me know in the comments what you think of this transformation. I don't know, maybe you prefer the more traditional before to this renovation, but if you do like it, please do let me know in the comments. Or if you'd like to see a different type of renovation, or if there's a certain lot in the game that you'd like me to do a renovation on, then please let me know. I just want to thank people for the nice comments on the previous video. It's really kind of you, and it's nice that you're enjoying seeing some of these renovations that I've done, so thank you very much for the comments. If you do like this video, please add a like or follow me, subscribe, all the normal YouTube things. It is really appreciated, but even just a nice comment, it really means a lot, so thank you very much. Just cluttering up some of the wardrobe with a lot of its dream home decorator items, but there is a few other little bits that I've put in there. And some of the clothing is from the high school pack, so not all of it is the dream home decorator clothes, so we've got a bit of a mixture there. The mirror is from the high school's pack as well, but I've just used the white swatch in here because I think with it being a parent's bedroom, it didn't need the full-on colour. I did try and add a few different pictures, but only went with one, so I will add the link to the creator of the bedroom picture now. I do look on the gallery quite often for artwork that's tagged as no CC, so if you know any creators of artwork that is tagged as no CC that you recommend I have a look at their galleries, then please do let me know. It is good to find ones because it's just ways to get fresher art in the builds that we're not using all the time. And yeah, the gallery is so hard to find things sometimes because there's just so much on there. So if you know any creators who do upload no CC artwork, I'm happy to credit any that I use. Then yeah, just leave me a comment below of ones that you like and I'll check out their galleries. Thank you. For the bathroom, I use the base game bricks, and then I think it ends up looking a little bit industrial, the ensuite bathroom, because we've got all these black pieces, the sink, the shower, and then I use these shelves as just like an extra surface. I have play tested it, and the sink does still work with these shelves next to it. I've sized them down just so they fit in the gap nicely, but I just think it gives an extra space to put some clutter items in there. I don't know, if you do use this build, you might want to clutter the shelves up a bit more, but I just wanted to add a few things there just to make it look a little bit lived in again. I sized the towels down and added this mustard type coloured rug, and I think it looks kind of cute, like it's got people you use in the bathroom. It's hard to make them look lived in without making them look really untidy, so yeah, but I just wanted it to look like it's got people using this area. And then the bathroom, I really wanted to have a bath in this build, but the bathrooms are quite small, so this was the only room I could fit it in. It does look a bit crowded. I do know it looks a bit crowded, but I really wanted it to have a bath. I thought with it being a family home, it needs a bath, so we've got this room. It's not the biggest bathroom, but at least we've got one with a bathroom. The other two are just shower rooms, so they've got a shower, toilet and sink. Actually no, the teenage one is a bath and shower together, to be honest, but yeah, I thought this one was kind of a nice little bathroom. It didn't have enough room to even have one of the bath showers in there. The bath and shower combinations, they was too big for this room, so yeah, that one's just got the bath. I've used the Eco Lifestyle shelves in the hallway, and yeah, I was going to change the colour of the stairs, but I think I ended up keeping them like the sandy colour instead. Yeah, I think I ended up keeping them that colour. And then I just wanted to have a bit of separation between this little fence and the front of the house, because and I know it's not real or anything, but it does look like a massive trip hazard, so I just wanted a bit of separation with some plants or something, so I went for those wall decorations as floor plants, because they're not too big, so they work quite well. This is the teenage girl's bedroom, so she's got the bedroom at the front, the teenage son has got the bedroom at the back. I think his room's slightly bigger, but it's an awkward shape. This one is, yeah, you can't fit a lot in these rooms, but I've tried to clutter them up and make them look as lived in as possible. I think I ended up swapping the bed for a bunk bed because I really wanted the daughters to have a desk. Well, I wanted them both to have a desk, but they were I was really struggling with the room to fit them in, and I wanted to use one of the new wardrobes which I've got there. It's like the hangers, so I really wanted to use that, but then I couldn't fit a desk in, so it was like compromising of what I really wanted in the room. And I really love some of the new clutter items that we got with high school years, so I've tried to incorporate them. I think some of them I might have taken out by the end. I can't remember. I love this piece that you've got these little slots that you can put things in, although I wish on the hanging rails that there was slots on the shelves. I had to manually place things using move objects for that, but yeah, I really thought they'd be having slots on as well, but they didn't seem to, unless I was placing the wrong size items on them. But I did try a few different ones, like I tried towels and things like that, and I had to manually put them in. So I just think that's a missed option, really. I think we should have slots on as many things as possible, because it's just nice to add all this clutter. It just makes it look so much more realistic. So yeah, I do wish these was actual slots instead of having to manually place each item. So a little bugbear, like not a major thing at all, but yeah, it would be nice to have them. And yeah, I just cluttered it up with shoes and trinkets, and yeah, I think it looks really well lived in. They've got all this makeup and clothes everywhere, like a typical teenage girl. So and then I can't remember which bunk bed I went with, but yeah, I was just trying to get the colours right, so I was more bothered about the colours matching the room. I think the wallpaper is actually a base game one, but I just really like the pastel tones of it. I thought it went with the items from the newest pack really well. This wallpaper really suits these items, so I've gone for that oldish looking wallpaper, but I think it freshens it up with the newer items as well. This desk is great because it's got a bit of clutter on there to start with, and then you can add some more. And then the little kind of outside space, because it's so small and there's not a great deal you can do with it, I just wanted to make it look like a little hangout space for teenagers. So actually there's not really any skill making items out there, and I think if you was going to play in it you might want to use the easel, but for aesthetics I just thought a teenager's not really going to have an easel in their garden area, so I've done it more for aesthetics. But I suppose if it was for gameplay you might want to use like a skill building item out there, like an easel or a chessboard or something like that. But I've not used it for that. I've done it more for how I think teenagers would use the space. I did really like this picture for here, but I just didn't think it went with the other things, so I ended up changing that out for some graffiti in the end. And yeah, we've got a couple of bits of graffiti out there. I think it looks really, I just think it suits a teenager really well, this area. And then we've got like these grungy looking chairs, the tyre table, so it's like they've got these different things. They've got the little bong, you know, it's definitely a teenage boys area. Add a light, and yeah, they've got these little candles. Then we've got these skull posters which look like music posters or something. So yeah, I think it's definitely got its own personality. I mean, you cannot say how different the front and back bedroom are. The teenagers have obviously got different personalities in this house, but I really think they've definitely got their own marks in style. The two bedrooms have definitely got their own style, so I really like that. And even there, two different balcony areas. One looks like an Instagram background and one's just really grungy. So I think they're very different personalities, the two children, and I like that kind of juxtaposition of two differences, you know. So yeah, we've got like the dark, not really gothic, but definitely a dark and kind of moody teenage vibe, and then like the pastel pink princess type vibes of the front bedroom. So yeah, very different, but I think they're both kind of quirky, so I like these different looks. These side tables are really good as well, because some of them stick out from the walls so much and they look really awkward in the space. These ones are a perfect size. I wish we got more items a similar size to this, because they work really well next to the beds. Then they just don't take up too much space, and I really want some more side tables that aren't so big. Like some of them just seem so oversized for what we need in the game. And this again is just another little bathroom. Let me know if you get bored of me adding the bathrooms. I could cut them out, and we don't need to have them in the footage, but I've kept them in this one, just because they've got a few different styles in this one. So yeah, I've kept these ones in, but yeah, if you don't want to see them, I can always cut them out of footage in the future. Also, this rug, I can't remember which pack this came from, but I thought the colours went really well with the posters, and also these skateboards on the wall. Just, I think all the colours kind of came together in this room to give this kind of moody vibe. So I was really pleased with the colours in there, because each room I think has got its own little colour scheme. So you've got the greens in the living room, you've got the blacks and reds in the boys' room, you've got the pinks and pastel colours in the teenage girls' room. So yeah, they've definitely, each room has its own personality. So we just got a couple more things before we finish off this build, and you can have a look at the screenshots to see how it turned out in the end. If you do want to download this build, it is on my Sims 4 gallery, which is Simmer Hills, so the same as YouTube. And I've got loads of different styles of builds on there. If you want to have a look through the gallery, let me know if there's any that you really like or something similar that you'd like to see. We've got a little laundry room at the back. I haven't cluttered it up or anything, but if you want to add a few more bits in there, it's only a really small room anyway. So we've got a little laundry room, and then we've got the garden to renovate. So the garden is quite a small space, especially for a family. I wanted like a patio area. I've kept the barbecue that came with the lot, and then I just wanted to add some plants. And originally I was going to have a lawn at the back, but I ended up changing that out. I just thought it's too small a space, and what what could I use to make this space look lived in, and just like make the most of the space. And so I thought a hot tub really suited this build. I used the platform for the hot tub as well, just to section off that area, and I think having these designated areas in each part of the garden really means like each part has got its own designated use, and I just think it works really well for this style of build. So yeah, we've got the obviously the little patio when you come out, and then you've got the main barbecue area, then the hot tub, and a little planting area down the side. So we don't keep any lawn in this one, unfortunately, but I just think for this build, this kind of style works really well. So we've got the pale colour on the platform, which I just think gives you a nice contrast to the tiling on the rest of the garden. So yeah, we've come to the end of the speed build. I hope you've enjoyed it, and please, if you do download it, please let me know, and let me know if there's any changes you'd make to it, or if you've liked this style of renovation, or yeah, if you would want to see something different. It's really appreciated, and I do really appreciate your comments and you taking the time to watch these. I really enjoy doing renovations in The Sims, so if you like watching them, please do consider subscribing. It's really appreciated. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.